the Team 3, conformed by Karime, Jesus, and Melissa, and we're going to explain you about the Mexican tradition El Día de Muertos. El Día de Muertos is a celebration with a pre-Hispanic origin. The ancient civilizations believed in the life after death. As an example, the Mexicas worship for the dead gods Mictecacihuatl and Mictlantecutli, owners of the Mictlan, the land of the dead. This place was divided in four, and every soul went to a different section depending on how they died. The Tonatiuhcan, House of the Sun, was the place where only the warriors who died in combat were admitted. The children were sent to Sincalco, because they were considered as pure souls. Tlalocan is a place related with Tlaloc, god of the water. That's why the people who had a death related with water or a ray wasn't there. And finally, the Mictlan was for the people who died old or sick. However, to get there and rest in peace, the souls had to travel and cross different obstacles. During this time, the family accompanied them every year for 4 consecutive years, offering them food and doing a party for them. With the arrival of the Catholicism, the tradition was transformed as how we know it today. Some Catholic symbols were added and the meaning of this ceremony changed a little bit. But we continue celebrating and waiting for the visit of our dead with a smile and a lot of food for them.
This celebration takes place on November 1st and 2nd, and it is linked to the Catholic celebration of All Souls Day and All Saints Day. The first is All Saints Day, where people who have died and reached heaven are celebrated. This tradition is rooted in Catholic culture, and all family members take the opportunity to fill the pantheons with flowers to decorate the graves. On the other hand, November 2 is Day of the Dead, something very common in Mesoamerican cultures, where the focus on death is meaning as well as on the way of life that the person had. At the end of the celebration, the deceased favorite dish are tasted. Some of the traditions are place an altar of the dead. This custom is probably one of the oldest and most deeply rooted of the Mexicans. Placing an altar is not something that is done randomly. Each element has a meaning and a reason for being. Most systems have 3 levels, one symbolizes heaven, other earth, and other the underworld levels, that souls must climb to reach the world of the living. Party on the cemetery. For those who do not want to wait at home their deceased, the body is also taking place in a cemetery. Many people in Mexico used to decorate the graves of their relatives with marigold flowers and candles, bring food, play live music, and spend the night with their loved ones. Prepare and eat dead bread. One of the most delicious customs we have in Mexico is to prepare and share with the family a delicious dead bread. During the month of October and the beginning, supermarkets and bakeries offer the community this peculiar sweet bread decorated with bounds of red, perfect for a dinner with hot chocolate or hot coffee. Go to order calaverita. For the little one, going out to order a school is one of the most fun customs. Although it is very similar to asking for Halloween, at first it was customary for children to go out to visit house to house on the neighborhood with a skull in a hand asking for sweets, read for the dead or free to feed it. Write literary schools. Mexicans are very good at playing with the meaning of the words and creating creative rhymes, and the Day of the Dead is not the exception. The party to the dead and our humor is reflected in the classic literary schools, irreverent verse written as epitaphs portraying people as if they were dead.
The history of Reef of Dead. It began in the Spanish concept. At that time, the injured people made a sacrifice and ritual to the thank good harvest. One of the sacrifices consists of offering a princess and extracting her heart and walling in with a torch of amaranth. But the Spanish don't like that ritual, so the chain is instead of human hair, they decide on red head bread to represent blue and bad in the sugar. Sheep part of the bread of death is represented the ball in the middle represent a skull. The gills are the bones and the orange bones referring to purity and the set. The circular shape of the bread is the representation of the circle of life and the death, and the cross shape of these elements represent the four indigoes goods Quetzalcoatl, Tlaloc, Texcatlipoca, and Zipetote. The altar of death is another of the main and representative elements of the Dia de Muertos. What will the mean of each thing that is on the altar? Freeze ding, papel picado, represent the wind and the sunrise. Flores de cempasúchil, they ref to purity. Cruz de ceniza helps the saint to cleanse himself of guilt and purify the soul. Water and food. Douche quench the thirst and hunger on the sea. Food that was at the saint's preference is at. Dog is the guia of the saints. Photograph to remember the saint and of the altar to that person. Other elements and roll of flour to give the path of soul ofrenda.
La calaverita is a tradition in Mexico. The children tend to ask for sweetmeats in their neighborhood, and the origin of this comes from years ago, where the ranchers existed. The workers used to ask for permission from his bosses to celebrate El Dia de Muertos, and most of them gave food to the employees to put it on the grave as a little help. Then the workers started doing this annually, and through the past of the years, the children have been going out every November 2nd to get free candies and fruits until nowadays.